Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Retail Merchandising. This is going to be our last chapter, Chapter 16. You're either taking me in an online class or a face-to-face class, and this is a supplement to the mind maps that I always provide you, a supplement to the lectures or to the forum discussion, the discussion boards we have utilizing Blackboard Course Management System. So this is it. This is the end. We went through the accounting. We went through the different types of stores. We went a little bit of advertising, the marketing, just to get you to this end here. Everything that you're going to do in retail merchandising, as a store, as an owner, as a department head, as a manager, or as a team leader for a certain category that you're responsible for to maintain. It all comes down to, how do I relate and communicate to my customers or clientele that walk through those doors? What kind of impression do I want them to have? Similar to when I invite someone to my house, what's the first thing they see? Is it messy? Is it clean? Is it high-end? Is it low-end? Am I an average type of individual? How do they know that? They never remember, they may have met me at work or someplace else, but once you come into that store, that is a reflection of your brand. That is a reflection of what you're trying to transmit to your clientele. So this last chapter, and remember, like those of you who've already this is the last chapter, so I'm going to, maybe a little bit longer than an hour. I'm trying to keep it an hour, but you can always stop, rewind. So this is something that you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing your final paper for me. You'll be doing a presentation, and part of the presentation, not only you have to tell me about regional buyers, where you're going to get your material, where you're going to get your inventory, how much you're going to price it, and all that. You're going to come up with a visual plan for me, for your department, for your category. How are you going to present your material? And it's going to be on this one. How is your store going to be laid out? How is the area that you're responsible, that you're writing the paper on as a team, how are you going to lay it out? Now, for majority of you, you are in the retail, you're in the fashion merchandising program. So you're taking this class to understand, it's like a business class, the introduction class, to understand the retail side of how do I sell my goods, how do I sell my what do you call it, merchandise, once I open up my store, boutique, whatever I'm selling, all right? So you're going to lay it out. You're going to have some visuals. You're going to show me some pictures. It could be from somebody else. So this is my impression of what my store is going to look like. I'm going to be using a racetrack type of a layout. I'm going to be using a loop type of a layout. Remember, all these that I'm talking, those are the concepts that you understand in your mind, just like you do when you're creating something. For me to see an object or how a gown or a shirt or something will look on an individual in fashion, I have to visualize it in here. You already have that visualization ability. Majority of you're in the fashion industry, in the retail industry, so that's your creative side. Now put those together and let's see if we could sell it by bringing people in to make it very comfortable. I mentioned before that Harper has a studio. I'm not sure if Studio 5 or Studio V, you know what I mean? And I really apologize. Either one is good, but which one is it? And I've looked at their merchandise and their layouts. Their layouts are, because it's got different students, everything else, because it has a majority of creativity from depending on what your subject areas in your fashion. You may be in jewelry, you may be just in clothing, you may be in shoes, you may be whatever. All right, so it's the fashion area. So you have a big variety of different things that are created by students. Some I think are brought outside, but majority I think is created by the student. The thing that I didn't get a chance to look at is the pricing. And remember, when you're looking at that pricing, is it price for a college student going to a community college? All of us are artists. We said, look, I put 20 hours into this, and I get paid $10 an hour, so it should be $200. Right? That's not how it works. The more you do it, you're doing it now to get your name out there. So you will put your name, your tag, so people come buy and other stuff at a higher price. That's part of the pricing, And I'm not sure at the pricing because I see a lot of stuff in there I'm at nighttime, so I don't know, but probably been more busy during the daytime. Okay, so let's look at the planning. So we're going to talk about planning design, how you're going to actually lay out your merchandise. We're going to look about different hangers, looking about different value of space. You know, the floor is worth something. We're looking at common types of a layout, types of merchandise, classification. We kind of had that. We're kind of like summarizing it now. We're looking at the lighting, the fixtures, what kind of lighting we're going to have. You know, and other, you know, what kind of signage. So I don't want to make it too gaudy, but I want to make it look high end. Or do I want it gaudy? Maybe that catches their attention. What's the atmosphere? What's the store smell like? What's the color of the store? What's the music? Is there any kind of incense or aroma? You know, you'll find out that aroma, people, when they feel comfortable, have a good smell. And if you go to like a bath and a beauty shop or some kind of cosmetic, they got the soap and everything out there. You go into a restaurant, you got the smell of the food. Hopefully it's the aroma that you like. If you don't like onions and that's what you smell, I'm going to go out there. You see, so you have to be very careful of what kind, even though you're selling onion soup, but you have other soup, but what is the most aroma that's going to bring in the majority of people in there and make them feel comfortable? When you have the scent, then, you know, I'll talk about it a little bit different. People feel more comfortable and they seem to buy more. Okay? How do customers move in your stores to make decisions, not only on within the layout within the store, but also on your web. Which way do they go? How does your web? If I'm a high-end web in the store, in the store is a high-end setup, you know, format with everything else, very high-end, very classy looking, you know, top of the notch. The Macy's, even the Pennies look kind of going up there. What does my website look like? Does it look trashy? Does it look like everybody else's website? Or does it also project that high image, that quality that I'm trying to convey? Remember, this is all nonverbal. When we talked about communication, 85 to 90% of what we feel of how we communicate is without us opening our mouth. It's our senses, our looks, our color, everything else that's coming around there that makes it happen. And for those of you, if this is the first time you've you found me on YouTube or something else, this is the end of the chapter. Look at the layout. We'll go through a lot of information. Try to take me into college. I teach at Harper in the College of Lake County. And, you know, one's in the Cook County, there's one in Lake County. You know, buy the book. There's more information. This is just a quick overview. How this is, it's not script. It's just how I would be teaching this if I would be in the classroom. So sometimes I may stutter, or sometimes I may mispronounce the wording in the second language, or turn something around. Remember, those of you who are taking me online or face-to-face, you will be doing a presentation. And online, you'll be doing a presentation using PowerPoint or a YouTube similar to this, or a different type of media that I could see the recording. That's how you'd be sending information to your clientele. You can't meet all of them, so you send, here's my product line, here's my presentation, and then I'll come in during face-to-face and ask any kind of question. All right, so store planning and design. You have to plan this, and you know, and what is the image? Remember, part of, first of all, we talked about it before, so I'm going to go. This is just a overview, so I'm going to go right through it real quickly. And this one here, I got some pictures, some photographs, you know, to bring you in, to open up some links in here that you can look at. Whole Foods, you know, India, some internationals. You know, India's a big population. There's a lot of people from India in this area. So how do I communicate? How do I set up my stores if I'm in a neighborhood that's predominantly Indian, from India, so they feel comfortable? Not only comfortable, I kind of feel comfortable, but so they are accustomed to how they buy. Okay, so they feel, oh, they're relaxed and they buy more of my products. Okay, store planning future include, right? So store planning functions today include the store appearance as part of the image, and we're going to talk about color and everything else down the road, how a layout. You know, a prototype is, let's go on a prototype, a model store that combines decor, lighting fixtures, signs that attract. It's a target market. Customers at Walmart are attracted to, and I'll go through that in computer aid. Let's look at my pics here. Okay, now look, this is kind of modern. Does this look like a low-end store just by looking at these pics? No, I already look at, man, look at, why? Look at the space they have, a lot of open space, and once you find out every square foot is $1. So if I have all this open space, it's not generating money. Somebody has to pay for this space, for all this decor, for air conditioning. So that means each one of these goods here that's on this shelf at this eye level or whatever they could get at it, it's high end. That's the message I'm sending. Remember, that's the layout. Now this other one in here, again, a lot of open space, makes people feel comfortable. So you're not looking, your mind is your attention when you walk into the store. You say, wow, this is really nice. All white, pure quality, but you're not, your eyes isn't cluttered with all these different colors flashing at you. You're very focused into a few items, high end. But it works out well. You know, I think this one's more of a cosmetic, if I ain't mistaken. Okay? So we took care of that. Now let's look at the core. Customers at Walmart are attracted to what? Bright lightings and appealing displays. I think it's more the pricing than anything else. You know, I don't know, bright lightings bring me to Walmart, but that's what the research is saying. People say, "Well, you go to Walmart, I like the bright lighting and display." When I look at bright lighting, you feel safe. You know, I mean, some stores you come in there, you'll see the atmosphere is kind of dull, dim, so it's kind of romantic, or maybe just saving on lights, so to use the wrong types. All right, but it doesn't feel appealing. The other thing you're looking at prototype is computer aid drafting. So if I'm looking at computer aids or CAD, it helps the layout, so I don't have to do. And you even have stores now. You want to come in IKEA, you know, what kind of room. You go into a Home Depot or Menards, and you know, they kind of give you a layout of your kitchen. You take a picture, they could kind of put it in there, and they kind of say, okay, here's where we could put the stuff. You have more than enough room, and they're using that as a template. It makes it easier, so you don't have to redraw it. You could change it as you want it. You know, they already got the size of a refrigerator. Is already in relationship to the inches or whatever it is on top of the screen. So when you print it out, it says this is how much room you're going to have. So it won't fit, it won't fit. Okay? Now the other one is our environment. Now if I look at this, like if I look at Reed's environment, if I never knew what the store was about, just by looking at this, what do I see? Camping stuff, looks like mountains. Oh look, they got people that could climb up here while you're at the store shopping. Oh yeah, hey, kids, go have some fun. It brings them in. All this is space, but it works well for the store. And now here's their website. So let's click on their website. Look at their website. It has to do something with the store's environment. It has a green tree. Let's look if I get the website on here. There we go. Again, here's their website. Look at the website. Nice and large ankles, sporting goods, right? Look at outside lights. They've got active individuals, person of color, older individuals. Look at the gym shoes, running shoes, hiking. What do you want? Everything you need. Get your mail, become a member, satisfaction. This is a great website. You see me? So now I have some ideas where I'm at. Let me just close the website. So when I'm looking at the way the store is laid out, compared to the website, it makes sense. It gives me high end. I know what they're doing. Okay. So now H&M. Now if I look at H&M, if I don't know an H&M, I'm looking, okay, I can see clothing line. I see guys, I see girls, so it looks like it's a co-ed, right? Look, high-end, open space, come on. Doesn't look like your Walmart, doesn't look like your Kmart, does it? Looks more like your Marshall Fields, your Neiman Marcus. Let's look at their site. And here's their site. Look, their logos, so you can pick them up, right? Here's their logos. Let's look what the site says. Oh, all right, there we go. Middle East. Look, let's open up this one. All right, we've got this is my last class. So those of you who are remember, I don't read off the script. This is how I'm teaching it. Here it is. You look at Egypt. Man, they're all over. They're international. Norway, Spain. Now I'm trying to open up a place in Chicago, and I have an Egyptian crowd of people from Middle East. Should I go in there and see what? It's all the same thing. Is that the one in here? I don't know if I went in there. Men's dressing. Okay, so I was trying to see. Maybe it is. You know what I mean? Shop No Kids special. All right, so it didn't get me where I'm at. All right, I'm just going to close that out. Look at it and see if it gives you the styles that is specifically for the Egyptian population or for the African. Because that's how I bring styles into the U.S. Every people want something different. What works there? Hey, the look, may not look all, but some people like to go back to their own culture, all back to their own roots. And a lot of people are looking at trying to relate back, find something, some kind of not purpose, but some kind of identity or something they can relate to. So, hey, I can sell clothes on that. I'm a merchandiser. I'm a retail merchandiser. I'm an area. What can I do to make it comfortable? What can I sell that's unique, still affordable? Okay? All right, so we took care of that. The last one, okay, so I'm going to close this one up. Now look at McDonald's. I'm going to go McDonald's. We all know McDonald's. Now, McDonald's remodeled the stores to better appeal to European customers. Now, this is European, more relaxed. Hey, this is kind of nice. I wouldn't mind this is McDonald's here in the U.S. Why don't we do that here? What about this one? A little bit modern, right? You know what I mean? It's still a McDonald's, the design. And some McDonald's you'll find, if you go up to Lake Forest, the McDonald's there are, if it's a franchisee, not the franchisor, not the corporate McDonald's, because they're usually more of a template. But the franchisee, he or she, as long as they got the arches and the food, they can make it as comfortable as they want to fit the demographics, so it's appealing to not only aesthetic outside, but also aesthetically within the McDonald's. But McDonald's got this image problem where people come in, change the decor a little bit, and then the food will taste better. Look, I buy a hot dog. I always use the example of Portillo's. I buy a hot dog at Portillo. I pay for the atmosphere, the waiters, the waitress, everything's hand-foot, handed on to me, nice dishes. And what do I get? I pay a higher price. I could get the same hot dog and everything else at a 7-Eleven or convenience store. And what do I get? Same thing, but does it taste the same? No. I get it at Home Depot. Does it taste the same? Maybe, but I don't have all that atmosphere. Okay? All right, so we're pretty good on that. Now, Whole Foods checkout system. When I look, it was redesigned to reduce waste time, not wait time. Now, if I look at Whole Foods, in some stores, you come in, and what happens? You have to wait in line. Now, the way this works is, like, look, if you have the aisles, 1, 2, 3, 4, we come in and we try to think which one is going to be the fastest one. It gives us some choice. But I may pick one that a person has 20 McDonald's, Big Macs or anything else, all individualized. I want one with ketchup, one with mustard, one with no. So I know it's going to take me longer order, so I'm waiting, all the other lines fill up. This method proves that no matter what, everyone will get the same time to get up. Because remember, there's about like 6, 7, 8 registers up there, and you got to wait till the next one is open, and then you can always find. It's effective. But psychologically, it looks like it's a long line. I don't go on. It looks like, oh, here's a shorter line versus a longer line. Even though there's a lot of people in here, I see more people. Remember the visual, the psychological, even though it could be proved differently. And you've seen that also at Jewel Ascol and some of the other stores. Wendy's kind of works that way. Okay? Now, let's look at this one. Now, this one in here, in the Chaos in China. Americans, European, might like to shop in prestige, quiet stores. That's how we like it, kind of clean. Not to say it's not clean in India. But one entrepreneur, founders of India's Big Bazaar, his fortune was by redesigning stores in India to be messier, noisier, more cramped. That's what they liked. That was the culture. And the reason they did the store was similar if I would go in India into the, not into the urban areas, but outside, it would be more like this. You'd have stuff out there you could pick up, you could choose, you could look at stuff. That's why a lot of people, when you go into like a dollar store, they like that search. Nothing's in there. You go boutique, they have it in kind of a categories and selection, but you have everything is unique. Everything is one of a kind. It's like a treasure hunt. Okay. So if y'all look at this, so this is this way. It's just the way they like it looking. It makes it fresh, gives it a different appeal. I could touch it, I could look at it, I could make my own selections. I'm in charge. Different customers, okay? All right, so we took care of that one. That's only okay. Our store design objective: implement the strategy. What is it? Increase sales, increase the brand name, improve floor space or floor costs. Provide flexibility. I gotta have flexibility in my design because customers change. Different products come in. Vendors we're going to talk about will come up with some of their fixtures or merchandise I had to set up. So I got to have some flexibility. Coordinate design and maintenance costs and meet legal requirements. I have to have the aisles open so much because of fire or building code restrictions. I have to have whatever in the building required by certain municipalities. I have to maintain that. Otherwise, they close me down. I get a ticket. bad for the business. Okay, virtual merchandising. When I look at virtual merchandising, you're looking at the store. Okay, let's see what do we have here in view. Oh, no wonder. Excuse me, a little larger. Okay, you're looking at the store design. That's why I couldn't see it before. Now you're going, whoa. Just kidding. Okay, store design. We're going to overview, includes items below, storefront, floor layout, merchandise presentation, signage. And we're going to get into detail on all of it. Let's look at store design. Oh, I get stuck here. Okay, store design. I just wanted the store design. Right away I know it's a Target. All Targets are set up nice, bright colors. You come in there, you know what I mean? It's just live. I mean, not saying that, remember, and you told me earlier research says people go to Walmart for brighter color. I think this is more, I think the red gives it that color, that vitality that, what do you call it, Target is trying to bring across. Okay, so overview. Creating appealing shopping environments to enhance sale. Everything else is enhanced. I gotta come in there. If I'm going to a restaurant and I think the tables are dirty, I'm not gonna eat here. What else is dirty? Is the kitchen dirty? So remember, it's appealing. It makes the customer feel relaxed. When I relax, they spend more. That's what research tells me. Okay, includes item before. Storefront windows displays. Let's look at storefront. Here's a pic. This is a storefront. First thing I come in, looking nice, different, unique, clothing, you know, vintage, right? Exclusive collections, all right? So, I mean, I'm looking at, this brings him in. I'm ready to look in. This is a one-of-a-kind shop. This is lady shop. It's unique. It's very fashionable. It's something that is not the mass-produced items, merchandise. It's new in style. Okay, floor layout. Let's look at floor layout. An entrance is the most valuable selling space in the store. We have more on floor layout. We're going to talk about major aisles, secondary aisles, destination goods. We're going to go impulse goods. I have a whole item. I'm just giving you a quick overview. We'll be discussing agency, adjacency, how close they are to one or the other, or complementary goods. And then cross merchandising. How do I have one and the other one? What makes a good complement? Or if I want to buy like shoes and an umbrella or something else, what do I set it up at? Yes, I'm cross merchandising on that. Maybe to cross merchandising different brands, different vendors. Well, this looks good here, but I'm doing something with that one. Okay? And then merchandising presentation and signage and displays. So let's look at this one. I'm going to go on this one. And now this is the Berkshire. So if I'm looking at this, it looks like a regular typical store. Or it has opening. Kind of looks like a store that I would see in an airport or in a mall. Let's look at their site. I got their site. I click on their site. Oh, here it is. Their site again. So now I see, right? Special clearances, has a lot of stuff on here, one of a kind, kind of, almost like the Sky Mount, you know, what are they selling, gifts for him, home office supplies, game, has a little bit of everything. Doesn't seem like it has much in here, so they have a little bit of everything on their website, but if the website is it busy? Who's it going? It already tells you the things that they're trying to sell right up in front page. You know, you have more of these, it gives you reviews, but it gives you the main item, okay? Remember, I want you to, how are you going to know how your merchandise looks? How do I create it? I have no clue. You look at other stores. You're constantly shopping. If you're in retail merchandise, you're looking, maybe I could put this in. Oh, maybe I could put this in. I had a lady in one of my classes that was doing in, her family had a nursery. But she was more into the cafe. She said, why not open a nursery? People out there have a little cafe off the side. You could go to the cafe to eat, or you could go to the nursery, buy flowers and everything else. It was just like side business. And not very profitable. People liked that. It was someplace else. They came, ate, maybe they picked up some flowers or something else at the nursery. But the both could still be standalone, but they complemented each other, kind of like a cross merchandising. But it made sense in that operation, okay? All right. So we finished that. Now we're going to go store layout. And this is just going to be just real quickly because remember, I'm giving you, I could put it all in one header, but it's easier for you in chunks to break it down. Just like when a customer comes in, he sees the whole store is overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff. Some like it, but you're used to, here's where I go for the pharmacy, you know, destination places, like destination stores. Remember when you're in a shopping mall, what's the destination? People coming there, and then what other merchandise complement that, or rather there, is that the type of customers who come into my shop? Now they're in your store. How do I have certain destination areas that I know they're going to come from? Some from basics, making it go further. Some from unique, maybe bringing it closer. High end, maybe in the middle. Whatever, okay? Maximizing their exposure to goods. Customers through the store, it can increase the time and money customers spend. Remember, you have lots of super centers, the super stores, super Target, super Walmart, whatever. They're large, and what's the problem with the real large is if I just want one item, I'm like, oh man, I gotta wait in line. So, but if I know I just want groceries on this side, if I want auto parts, it's on the other side, or electronic, so I still could utilize that large store and make it fast. If they have an aisle that says under 10 or 15 and it's enforced, then I may utilize that, because parking is there unless there's a lot of parking. Versus a smaller store, I want it in and out, and I'm willing to pay the higher cost. That's where the Target, the convenience store, not the Target, the 7-Eleven and the convenience stores charge higher, or in the gas station when you come in there. Gas station, they're making a penny a gallon of gas, or that much. They're making money on entertainment or not junk food, entertainment and other amenities that they sell, okay? Fast snacks or foods. That's where the money's at, the higher price. Okay, now value of selling floor space. Now look at floor space. Value of the store site is determined by what? Slow it down here. Okay, by customer traffic. How much customer traffic is the value? I have a lot of traffic. I make my aisles bigger, but could they see the merchandise? Okay, value of selling floor space is essential to determine store layout. I have to know every space. You gotta look at every square foot all the way up to the top. It's illegal, and by regulation, I can't have it to the ceiling. I gotta have it a little bit open, whatever, so it doesn't fall on people. But I'm looking at every square footage. Go all the way up to the top. Doesn't make a difference. That I could utilize. It's a dollar amount. And when I say a dollar amount, is that the inventory that's sitting there is generating a certain return on that space. Like you would do sales to inventory. Now I'm looking inventory to floor space. Is it moving? That's why in Walmart's selling a lot of stuff, that's trying to get rid of it because it's not moving. There's nothing wrong with it. You can buy it, it's even a good model. It's still current. It's just that it's not moving fast enough for their profit margins that they're looking for. Okay, consider 4-level stores. First floor is the most valuable. All customers use it. Second store is the next level. Third and fourth stores are the least because you got to go all the way up, and people are going in. So what do I put up there? The furniture, the higher stuff that people are seeking, the specialty good. Make them go all the way up, because they go to the other floors, and they may visit working their way up. Ladies, you like to shop like that way. Or you have a mall, different entrances. So the first floor, maybe if you figure people pull on this one, but if they pull in the second level, then the second floor is your main entrance for certain groups, so your traffic pattern changes. It makes a difference, because when we talk later about traffic pattern and videotaping them and find out where your customers are going when they walk in, that's where you put up your signage and your promotional advertisement flashes or goods that you want shown. Okay, aisles. Let me go. Space in your aisle is more valuable, right? Because you see it, it's closer. It's like a location in a car. You could be in a mall, and if you're all the way, or in a strip mall, if you're behind there, you don't see it. The ones up in front, hey, I don't have to advertise. They see my thing. Cars are stuck in traffic. I'm like a billboard, a signage, a digital billboard. I have everything there. It costs me more because I have location and advertising. Now, same thing with your purchasing goods. When I first come in, what goods do I want? When I first come in, the customer just look at anything else, or they try to get away. Most Americans, we need our space. And then now, when you want not where to go fast, but where they slow down. Or if I have something, do they slow down and they look? Does it catch your eye? Now, is it creating too much of a backup where people come in and go, oh my God, they're getting upset, and they don't have to look at it. They miss the next 4 aisles. That's all people flow. So remember, you had to be conscious of the location in the aisle. Okay, entrances determine the flow of traffic. Mall store opens the second level entrance. right? Here's a Syndicate. You had one at the first floor. Depends on if it's a multi-level garage. I went someplace in Kentucky, and the way they had it there, they had, if I'm mistaken, I want to say it's just, let's see what, it's like aquarium there. Name, I forgot the name, but anyway, they had the bottom level is where you would go in there and you could go through all the stores and everything else, and they had the what they call the outside level where you could walk around. Works well in the summertime. That's very. I didn't go to bottom level to all the other stores. You could go, the stairs into like a tunnel. I went right outside because I want to be out in the air in the sun and enjoy it. Before I went into the aquarium, but in the wintertime, it would flip around because it's cold out there. I don't want to walk around. I would think when you park the garage, that would be your activity, the floors and walking, because it's warmer and everything else. The elements are away. I used to work in Chicago. There's a whole level of stores underneath the city that people don't realize once you go down those tunnels or those stairways. And it's like this. It's like a mall. And you could pop up like you're like a grasshopper, not a grasshopper, a gopher popping up. Oh, where am I at? Oh, I walked through up here, and there's 1 or 2 levels down there. Okay, mall open second level, traffic flow. Okay, could be as important as first. That's all it means. Okay, major aisles, we had that, connect the store line. Secondary aisles are narrower, right? Because you got more of the product, you're closer with the product, but you don't have as many people. They kind of by the category. I need the women's dresses. I come in here. I need the men's dresses. I'm going there. Look, I'm taking my time with this because this is, remember, the pricing and everything else. If you don't have that nonverbal communication with your store, if it's not laid out right, you're gonna. Right? You got to bring them in. Depends on your customer. It could be a flat. Remember, a dollar store is laid out perfectly. Costco and Sam's are laid out because it gives you that impression of a warehouse. So that works out well for them. But depends on the brand and impression you want to bring in. And the aisles makes a big difference. Store traffic control, critical to selling certain merchandises, fashion goods, right, are purchased because of their appeal. So they need heavy traffic areas. I got to see it a bunch of times going through there. Basic goods, less exposure than fashion because I need the underwear. I need the clean. I need whatever. It's the basic goods. I'm just going to go for it. I don't care what it looks like. I got to have socks or tie or whatever. Okay? All right, let's go. Common types of layout. So you have, and we're going to talk about these, and I also have with the hangers, but this is the most common types. It's the racetrack or loop layout. Okay, let me stuck here. Okay, loop with major aisles that has access to department. Racetrack, boom, 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 right. Draws customers around the store. Isn't it a racetrack? So you kind of want, most malls are set up in a loop area. You walk in one section and you keep on coming along. And you hit the stores and you got the little arteries. You hit the little ones. Provide viewing, different viewing angles from the back and the front and encourage exploration. Remember, that's how your stores are laid out too. How do I walk around? So I walk around this thing and I see from both aisles left, and then I can make the loop inside. Impulse buying used in department stores. J.C. Penney's racetrack layout looks like this. Also, you come in here, you go around here. Remember, racetrack, I could come all the way around. I could come in here, I could come around this way, work this way if I'm lost, I don't have a compass. GPS. Does it make sense? Works out well for them. And now I get different exposure, different departments from different sizes. I could have, so what I've done, I've opened up my merchandising so there's more exposure than just having a loop where they have to walk in and find it. So this is the major arteries, the driveway, I expose it more. Okay? An example, something like this, when you walk around. So I can see it from here, and I walk around and see the other side. Look how much space I have. It's like windows all open in smaller areas. Think about it. Creativity. Come on. Does it work well for your store? Okay, and then the grid layout. Easy to locate merchandise. Does not encourage customer to explore the stores. Limited to sight lines in the merchandise. Remember, because it's limited, you'll see it. Allows more merchandise to be displayed. Cost efficient. Used in grocery store, discount stores, and everything else. And here's what it looks. It's, you come in here, boom, boom, walk around. You either come in this way, you have to go find the aisles. You just see it from back in here. But it works well for here. You don't want it to wander because you're using all this space and here's the space for two people to come in there. The aisles look at this one fairly large. In most cases, it may not be. You have to have enough to have two carts to go in there, because you're gonna have somebody's gonna stop here. If the can't go around the cart, they're not shopping. They're irritable. Remember, I know people want to put in there, so get smaller carts, two carts comfortably, not so they scratch or fight each other. All right, and then here's your checkout. All right. Now the last one we have is freeform boutique layout. And this is the one I think is more like I would look at Harper College, a Studio 5 or Studio V, whichever it is. Okay, fixtures and aisles arranged asymmetrically. That means they have no form or anything else into it. Provides an intimate, relaxed environment that facilitates shopping and browsing, pleasant and relaxing. Doesn't come cheap. Small store experience. And a lot of the store, if you look at that, the smaller store, it's more quaint. You see the person. You don't have, it's not a large room, not a large store. You have more contact. That's where your sales associates or your people who are selling the product or describing the product have to have that personality. Don't come in there one or two people and I got 20 salespeople. I got security guards watching every second. Come on. Makes me feel uncomfortable. You don't have to have the security guard watching me there. You could have also more people in uniform just keeping an eye on it. It works just as good and makes it more friendly. But already got security. Maybe that's the role they play in retail merchandising. Put a smaller security, happy face on there, be something else, some associate, works the same way. Okay, pleasant and relaxing, and doesn't come cheap. Inefficient use of space, because I have it open. Remember, it's more, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Susceptible to shopping. Salespeople cannot view adjacent spaces. Oh, I got the security. Used in specialty shops, upscale department stores. So right away I know that that image that they're trying to create. The pick looks something like this. Got tools, checkout counters in the center, clearance item. It's all over. People could look in here, back. Makes it more of a walking atmosphere. The one I was talking about is about half the size like here, but they have stuff all over, which works out well for the stores. It's quaint. I like the way it works out. Okay, now here's an example of free layout on clothing. You have it all over. Sorry, you have it here, champs. It's just hanging in here. Gives you a little more freedom. Moving around. Here's an example of a boutique. Open up, stuff all over. You can look at it. Almost like a museum. Here I'm afraid to touch anything. Had to have bigger aisles. No one bumps into me. Alright? But it works well for that layout of that store. Okay, so let me close that off. Okay, so now we have common layouts. I had that, right? Okay, now type of merchandise classification. Merchandise, you have to classify it because you have to put it in groups because that's how customers are looking for. I'm looking for pants. I expect to find all my pants there, belts someplace around the corner, socks there, shoes down the hall, and shirts someplace. I don't expect to find pants here, women's stuff, if I'm a department store, kitchen stuff, and then 5 aisles later I'll find the socks, and 20 over here I'll find jewelry. And how I classify it and how I look, remember on our scales and our counting, what's my sales to ratio and everything else, I have to know where my sales is dropping and where I have to improve on it. Okay, examples, Nanny's men's shop. Let's see what I had on here. Okay, and this is an example of a merchandise class. Consider layout and change clothing, suits. Okay, if I look at by categories, right? If I'm looking at clothing, suits, and coats, fashion design, rear to store, they have to walk. Sportswear, fashion, impulse up front. People more depending on the season. Furnishing, impulse and destination, middle, shirts and adjacent to suits. Or you have like a lot of Walmart, everything like the pharmacies more the center, in the middle. Everyone's going to go there for something one time or another. Some basic needs on here. Okay? Impulse goods are unplanned. That's why you have them when they're waiting. Purchases. I get you in to buy one thing and I try to get it with the impulse goods because I'm strategically planned that you'll go, oh man, I'm already here. Last time sale, I'm already here. Do I have to drive back later or buy it now? Okay, destination goods. Our planned purchases. I'm going to buy something. I'm buying their toilet paper. I'm going to buy their a shirt. I'm going to buy a jewelry. I'm buying some perfume. I'm a destination, going to that store specifically for a certain item. There's a promotion, there's a sale specifically. How would I set up around it? Our planned purchases placed in remote areas. Example, living room couches, okay? Now the other one is fashion impulses, fashion jewelry, visible high traffic location. A lot of stores you have the junk food on your way out for the kids, or toys that they want while they're waiting. They're impatient. Mom, you got to play with that. Oh, I want that. Just here, quiet. Okay, basic impulse, hosiery, high traffic areas, secondary to fashion impulse. Okay, basic destination. Example, may be further than classified for better placement. Remember, you have to understand your customers and your product. What could be fashionable for me may not be fashionable for you. What may be a destination product or merchandise for my clientele, same store, same department chain, may be completely different because of my geographic area, what's important to them. So that's why you have to understand these. And once you understand them and you've got those combinations, you'll be able to say, man, I could sell this because I understand these combinations. Okay? Fashion destination, winter storm clothes, not as remote as basic, semi-prominent spots. So you have to look at it. Remember, you're making the determination. That's your creativity. That's where you're thinking out of your box. And not only you, what do my customers, remember, a lot of times when a new store comes in there, you, for lack of better words, do train them, condition them. Here's where it's at, so they know exactly where to find it. If your clearance item's always in the back, you know those thrifty shoppers, and you change your prices on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because they're there. So I make sure I have all the higher end first, and then the real old stuff, or whatever I want to do, I rearrange that also. Depending on that thrifty shopper, the price-sensitive shopper, then I want the high-end, the new fashion. Those are coming right in. Oh, there's a new thing. There it is. Oh, where's the sizes? All the way back there. I caught their eye. I don't have to have the whole display here. I mean, the whole merchandising thing. I bring the one item, put it where they'll catch their eye, and then they're going to be looking for it. They'll talk to make a connection with my salesperson. Hey, where is it? Don't get them confused. It's close or outside. Okay? All right, so we took care of that, impulse fashion. All right, now we're on the other side. We're doing pretty good. Okay, other planning considerations are how close they are adjacent to each other. Okay, is merchandise placed next to other merchandise? That makes sense for customers' convenience. Examples: handbags and shoes, toothbrush, towels and bathroom accessories. Okay, now cross merchandising, placing merchandising in more than one location in the store. Okay, everything's slow on here. And you see that a lot of times when I go buy pop or Pepsi, I gotta slow down on that. That's not really as healthy. More water, whatever's on sale, they'll have in different locations because they want to move the product. Pepsi, you go in the regular pop aisle, but in the corner aisles, people are looking, oh, it's on sale because they want that impulse buying. Oh, I don't need pop, and you gotta buy 4, not 1, because they're making money on that. Okay, cosmetic organizes place in cosmetics and also in jewelry section. Private labeled apparel next to brand name goods for comparison. Girl size is 6 to 6X next to 7 to 14. So you have them all in line. Kind of makes it easy. Cross merchandising. You have them in different areas. Okay. All right, and so they're adjacent. Remember, what I'm trying to tell you, you're creative. You're in the store. If you're in that level, not only do you understand the dollar amount that we've had the last 5 chapters, the pricing, the inventory, how do I make this inventory look good, how do I position it, how do I sell it? That's where I, as a store manager, I love being in retail merchant. You have so much creativity, so much flexibility, so many different areas you could use your talent and your ability. You may not get that to make clothes right off the bat, but you're working in the retail fashion. You see different styles, and that's stimulating. And now you're making your own. Hey, could you mind if I could have my own neighborhood style designer? Hey, if you're in a small boutique, yeah, we'll carry a clothesline. What the heck? If they sell, they sell. As it's going, that's how you start. But now you understand the buying process. You understand how the business person, you want to sell my goods, my shirts. You're going to come in small. You're not going to go to manufacturer right away. You may have some designer. Go to small boutiques. They're looking for that uniqueness. How about this? And they go, wow, I like that. How about, but you understand their cost, the materials. How much could I give back to them or not? Okay? Okay, so we've got that. Let's look at fixtures. A little slow here. Okay, You have fixtures present, floor fixtures, garlands, top of the counter, storage, display, module, mobile, and vendor. A lot on fixture. Remember, that's also how you design this. What's your furniture? What you make it inside. So let's say fixtures present. Let me just give you some information. Store merchandise, your racks, your counters, your service desk, your display props, your customer seating. I had the one winery. The individual took over a winery, and it was a franchise, and so they took it, but they left it the way it was. It wasn't painted. The colors didn't make sense for them. It didn't work for what they want to do, but they had a tight budget, and they took that. So people, when they came in, they still thought it was the old operation. They have to change it. You're going to take in, unless you're going to say under new management, even new management changes the color, makes something different to bring people on so they think it's under new management. Even if you repaint it all pink, do something drastic, put it up a little different. I know it's nice to keep the other stuff because it's already there, but it's the baggage that you're bringing if you're trying to bring in a new brand image. All right? And customer seatings. How do you sit? Just sit it outside. Make sure you have canopies, and don't always anticipate lunch in the wintertime. You're gonna get that crowd. You have to make some adjustment. And you see a lot of new people who are outside, so the windows could roll back, so you have that whole open feeling. And then when it's cold, they could close it off, and this you still have heat, and people are very comfortable. It's an all-season type of operation. Okay. Okay. Now floor fixtures, freestanding units. Closed cell, that's easy. Requires a salesperson assistance to open something up, most costly. Not only that you have to lock it, people like to touch it, feel it. I got to call somebody. The store is busy. Three people are waiting for you. I'm going to walk away. But you're looking at controlling theft. So you have to change something and put it closer where there's a camera or something else. And still control theft, but gives that flexibility where people could go pay for it someplace else. That's where your radio frequent RF ID, the radio frequencies tags are becoming very important and vital going in the future. Then you'd be aluminum foil. You have to hide everything. Okay, so people have bags. I do something on security, shoplifting. Now that they have those frequencies, so they'll have bags that are lined with aluminum foil. So when they throw the goods in there and close it, the alarm system wouldn't pick it up. Okay, and sometimes they do that. Okay, open sales permit customers access to merchandise, allowing selections without a sales assistant. And this would be an open sales. Cosmetics, right? Everyone likes to look at the different color, look at it, but you could have those small items could go. So how are you going to keep it? But if you had this all locked up, I'm going to look at that perfume, they're not going to come. They're going to get tired of it. So remember, this one you have to take it. And remember, if you get a lot of theft and you can't control it, the prices go up as part of your expenses. So then you have to find another way of putting up the layout. Okay? Gondolas, versatile, grocery and discount stores, some department stores, hard to view apparel as they are folded. So here's the way it is. Just put it all the way in here like this. In items, you can't see everything else. You got to go under. It's underneath. You're looking aside. It's almost something. If you look at the desktop at Costco's or Sam's, where you get your clothing, it's hard for everything else. I don't, but that's just the image you want to present. But that one person stays there 24/7 almost, and always refolds the clothes, so it doesn't look messy. I wonder if she folds the clothes at home. I wouldn't. I get tired of it. All right. So that's what they use. Top of the rack, top of counter. That's for earrings. You could look at it, jewelry, high end. Storage fixtures used for fill-ins. You remember a lot of times at the top you have space at the bottom. People can't load. You have the doors that close, and you have a lot of storage stuff underneath there, so you don't have to go back there if they're out of stock or anything else. And some customers will go there looking, so you got to be careful. You could either lock it or keep it unlocked. A lot of places keep it unlocked. Display fixtures, mannequins. What do they look like? If you got your mannequins all rusty, paint them, do something, put some makeup on a man. Most mannequins are faceless, put a face on there, don't scare them out. Some are realistic, some are movement, but at least let them be clean. Because you put your clothing on, it's like if I put a nice suit on somebody else and it's all dirty, it doesn't offset the quality, okay? Modular furniture, individual units used alone or in combination are mobile, can be hung with shelves. You can raise them up with pegs. You know, that's what they call it, the stilt wall, and I could adjust them depending on what I'm looking. Yeah, I wanted to adjust it so if I got more of one stock that came in my sizes, I could adjust them readily easy without doing too much or changing the look. You'll start having them all like this, go up like this, different colors, you know, to make it more attractive and using creativity. So people say, oh, I didn't see that look. Caught my eye on that. Okay, and mobile and flexible fixtures. When seasons change, some departments need rearranging. I change the look of it. You'll maybe make the aisles wider or smaller, or depending on my clothes. You know, I got all fur coats. I can't keep them like on the summer things where they're all lightweight. So now I need more room. I can expand my my display racks. Okay, the coat department changes to just swimwear, and then vendor fixtures. If I look at vendor is always going to try to give me fixtures to help me to sell their product and hopefully help improve my image. Distinguish it from the competition. Are used for merchandise for all price ranges. When goods are hard to show otherwise, some have sign. Now, realtors need to be sure these fixtures help give the department a unified look. Now I use this one here. Now this is, you know, it's a nice vendor, but it may be too gaudy for my department, or maybe too modern or whatever. Remember, so does it fit into my decor? Or if it sticks out, it's like, oh, we're just remember, you're giving an image. It just make my products look cheaper. You want to see something like that than some of those other high-end place. It just wouldn't fit in. You want to see that in that in the sports shop that's with all the camping. They may have makeup there, but it had to be like in a tree in a park or a bear. It would fit in there. That would be like, no, it doesn't fit in. You know what I mean? I'm more the rugged type, but I still try and sell cosmetic, but I'll make it fit in here. Okay, store types fixtures include. Okay, for hanging, I'm gonna go. I want to get a. Ooh, we got a lot here. I better keep on moving. For hanging goods. Hanging goods, you have four-way and T-stands for apparel, present, and face-to-face. The author in the book has a lot of pictures. Look at it. Depends what it is. When face out is not important as for markdowns, right? The clearance, I'm getting rid of it. Rounders are used. Everything's on here. Just find it by the sizes. For non-hanging packages or folded goods, okay, I use tiered tables, platforms, cubes. You see people put them in boxes. And lip tables. You'll straight racks. Okay, here's what a straight rack looks like. This, everything's in there. You can't put them in there. Don't make it so tight I can't put the stuff in. Give me a little room so I can look, so I don't have to take them out and take them off the hanger. Holds a lot of apparel, right? You have a lot of moving a lot of stuff. A lot of discounters have it. Hard to feature specific styles or colors. Found often discount off-price stores. Okay, now I've got the picks here because the other ones were the picks. And this is from your book. So they've had the different ones just listed. You can see what they look like. So if I look at the picks, these are the different styles you have. You know what I mean? Different rack for time. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. Got stuck a little bit. Okay, so if I'm looking at it for jewelry, the round, what works out well? You know, here's your cubes, here's different tiers. Here's the shelves that I could adjust. Here's the hangers. You know, here's the straight rack. Here's the rounders. Comes around. People can walk around. Doesn't really show much because there's no face value. This one is better when I look at the four-way because at least you see the first item. Do you see what I'm talking about? You see this first item here, and that makes it easier. Like you see the items and clothes. Where this one is all crammed in there. I had to have someplace out here laying on the top or something. A lot of stuff. It's good for the shopper, but it doesn't show me what it looks like. So you have these here. It didn't show it here, but a lot of times they would have the suit or something up on top. All right. And these, the Gada, same thing. Remember when I'm looking at in here, like they showed in the Gadala, as they showed in the, what do you call it, in the stores. Now here's the clothing. They're just all in here. Underneath here is your storage rack, so we could hide them. But everything's piled on here. You just have to find this side. And that's kind of like a basic, okay? Okay, so I got top of the RNOT stands. We already talked about these. I think this was an example. Another one of a rounder, just, you know, you can hang them all around. This one gives you a little more flexibility. Smaller than a straight rack. Space-saving fixture for displaying garments. The squares, you see it in the test. Holds a maximum amount of merchandise. Easy to move around if you're walking around, as long as the aisles are big. Sorry, doesn't expect parentheses. I can't. two ends. Okay, customers cannot get frontal view of merchandise. Okay, so we took care of that, the rounders. Now the four ways is holds a large amount of merchandise, allows customers to view the entire garment, hard to maintain because of styles and colors, fashion orientated to apparel retail. So this is a four way. Remember we looked at that? You see the front ways? Okay? Large amount of merchandise, hard to maintain styles and colors because they have to be all the same. I don't think it's that bad. We saw the cues and the tear gaps where we looked at it. We were set up with the gun, where the heck it was. That's okay, I'll leave it off. You just look it up. I got to move along. You know, tear gap and then showcase. Okay, so those are the type. The next ones I'm looking at signage. Let's look at signage. Signs. You're driving on the street. That's why you look at environmental. Too many signs makes it look cluttered. Make shopping easier, but be discreet. Make the signs up there I can see them. Right? Making, identifying categories. Don't make it cluttered. In a jewelry, in a food store, I'll see what are main items. The basic I'm looking for. The signs are there. I expect that. In a high-end clothing store, you have to be a little more discreet, a little more showing the atmosphere because it's a high-end. You don't want signs make it look gaudy. Okay, brands and style. Okay, so those are signs, basic. You have permanent signage, that's exterior and selling of the areas. Those are always there, so customers always know certain areas. And then you have, they don't change too often. Then you have temporary signs. You know, if I look at temporary signs, you know, these are coming up, you know, clearance, look here, whatever. Infants, take an extra 20% off. You know, something to catch your attention, but you take them off. Because they're there all the time. They become a permanent sign, and I just look at it as part of the decor. My mind just filters it out and looks at just part of it. I need something to change, especially if I'm a frequent shopper or even a new shopper. Are disposable, are produced for promotions, fact tags, banners, reprints for newspapers, ads, department displays, and counter. Some people use the signs over, but after a while, you'll discount it. Starts looking nasty or dirty. Buy a new sign. Come on. It's a reflection of the store, the quality. If you can't afford the sign, that means I may have low goods or something, or poor quality. All that is your impression, your image. You've got the same plates, but they're all chipped and everything else, even though you're in a very mansion. They're going to say, well, a tightwad. What are you telling me? Are you living above your means? Get the nice plate. Do the decor. It's part of your business. It's part of your nonverbal. Okay? And don't make it too gaudy. Don't put signs all over. Otherwise, you become a Walmart or you become a dollar store. Okay? Target got signs, but still more discreet. Okay? Use temporary signs. You know, brand, category, infants wear, you know, features, price discount. And just some pictures of temporary signs. Okay? That takes care of signage. Oh, we only got a few left. Okay, now store atmosphere. I'm going to go through this, and the author has it or not, very little. I expanded on this because I think this is as important as anything else. The color and everything else, the store atmosphere has to be part of your brand, part of your retail merchandising setup. No way around it. Okay, just like your houses, a lot of people got nice cars, a junky house, but people didn't ever invite anyone home, so they don't care. The car is their image. Design of environmental through visual communication and scent, smell. You know, I go to a bakery, I want to buy stuff. To stimulate or a chocolate shop, customers' perpetual and emotional responses. Why do I go, when I go in a new car, got that new car smell. They even try to get some perfume that makes it smell. It's not the same. It's a new car, got all new furniture. No one's had it. I'm the first one to put my scent on it. I was going to say odor, but that's not very business-like, very marketing. Put my scent, my aroma. So when people came in, they go, oh, Dr. George Mochocki was here. All right? And ultimately to affect their purchase behavior. So let me go with a diagram. And the diagram is just looking at different colors. So here's my store atmosphere. The lighting, how it shines. Right now I got the lighting in my office here. So I got LED lights. I can control it. It can be real bright, so it keeps me awake, or I could have it dull. Yeah. If you want people to work hard, have brighter lights, they're awake. If you want them to be more relaxed and dim the lights. Look, you go into a romantic restaurant, the lights are dim. You go to a fast food, boom, bright, yeah, eat and get the heck out of here. That's what they want. Romantic, stay there, relax. The music, the aroma, the scent, the person playing the piano, the violin, all that makes it a romantic, rememberable emotional experience. Then you ask them to marry you, or you take them to a place with a lot of people and you ask them to leave you. I'm just kidding you. What I'm trying to tell you, the atmosphere of the store makes a difference. All right, I'm trying to get the attention of you. So I don't see you. Wake up. We're almost at the end. So the lighting, the color, the music, the scent, and the color. If I look at the music, look at music. If I'm going into a restaurant, a nice, relaxing restaurant, the music is very calm and quiet because I'm relaxing, enjoying the food, the flavor, the smell. And you go from that restaurant and you're waiting and you're going to go into the bar area. The bar area, the lights are dimmer or brighter, more activity, a lot of salt. The music is a higher beat. Why? Because they want you to drink more, be more energetic, trying to dance, get the momentum up. If you're more energetic, you're drinking more, you're going to have more salt, pepper, whatever. Do you see me? And what did it change? It changed the atmosphere a little bit. More, a little bit crowded, more intimate. Then here is a little more relaxed. Okay? So that took care of it. Now let's go into color. Warm colors, red, gold, yellow, produce emotional, vibrant, hot, and active responses. Target. If you look at their colors, red, more of a supposedly emotional colors. Okay, vibrant, hot. Okay, cool colors, white, blue, green, have a peaceful, gentle, calming effect. Culturally brown. French and Canadians respond to warm colors. Okay, yellow, this, vibrant, hot, active responses. Okay, cool colors, peaceful. Anglos or Americans and Canadians, I don't know why they just said Americans, okay, respond more to cool colors. Blue, green. I have a peaceful, gentle, calming effect. Here's a pic of both, right? Now look. And look, it's still the target, bright red in here, but the sign out here is to trying to do a little more classier. So you see it's not as bright, like a discounter. They calm down, the same red. What do they do? A different shade of red. Come on. Take me for advertising, take me for marketing, or take an advertising or take a marketing class or something at a community college. You'll be beginning to learn that. Or if you take an art class, I took a couple of years of art. I'm not an artist, but I've learned the different color appreciation, which colors go. I learned how the structure and the shades work well for you, okay? So that took care of. Let's look at lighting. Highlighted space, right? So you want them to know it's dull around here, but it gives it that unique the space I want to look at, okay? Structure space, capture the mood. Energy efficient lighting, but still capture the mood. Don't make it so energy efficient, I'm saving money, but I can't see the menu, I can't read, I don't just do it. Some places, restaurant, when it's real dumb like that, they want to be romantic. It also, maybe the tables are dirty and you can't see the dirt as much as you could in a very bright area. So be careful. When it's sticky, it's another indicator. Make sure you're wiping down good. That's part of the atmosphere. If I'm looking at retail, same thing, retail merchandise here. If I look at the counter, I touch stuff, it's sticky. I may not touch it. Ugh. You have to make sure the counter, the space that other people touch, ours clean. Plus, the sanitary for you don't want to kind of germs or anything, or people thinking they caught something there. Okay. Okay. Now the next one is music. If I look at music, control the pace of store traffic, create an image, attract or direct customers' attention. Music has something. Look at the ice cream machine, the ice cream truck. Kids know that from little things. Same tune, no matter what. Has the same tune. People are looking. So music brings it in. A lot of times in the class when I teach math, I have classical music that has subliminal messages. We love math. We love to learn. Now, some stores may have some subliminal messages. Do not steal. You're being watched. Or please buy my thing. Does it work? Should it be it? A lot of people say that's a bunch of BS or horror. It doesn't make sense. Now, others don't look at that because your brain is recording everything. You're like a sponge. It's in here. Which parts does it process? Which parts doesn't process? We're all unique. Who knows? All right. Remember, sometimes you have that. I met you someplace before, or there's something about you, the nonverbal. So I want that store to have that good feeling. So I play music in there. Encourages shopping to slow down, relax. Take a good look at the merchandise if I have high quality. If I don't, I speed up the music so they're real quickly. Thus stay longer and purchase more. Okay? Different music at different times of the day. J.C. Penney's, again, looking at that. Jazz music. If I look at jazz music in the morning for older shoppers, yeah, because they're doing their exercising, walking around. Adult contemporary music in the afternoon for 35 to 40. Now, what? I don't see anything from 18 to 35. Is that not a market? Even though they have kids in teenage and young adults area, but that may not be their demographic. But that may be an area that you may want to focus in on if you're working for it in the department. How do I stimulate this area and bring more of that group in? Maybe I should change it. When do they come? Maybe they come around lunchtime. Maybe they come around dinner time between schools or after school. Pick up the music so they shop and bring that department, that crowd in. It's, remember, overall, I'm the store manager, the department manager. It's one of my lines. If I can increase sales, depending which category, this one's not moving, saturated, I open up the other one. How do I design it? How do I bring them in? How do I make them feel comfortable? So I don't, if you go into a lot of the teenagers or like I want to say Banana Republic or Gap, you got different types of music for that clientele of people coming in. Okay, now let's look at scent. Positive impact on impulse buying behavior and customer satisfaction because it smells good. Produces better perceptions of the store than no scent. Scents that are neutral. Customers in scented areas think they spend less time in the store, but they actually don't, than subjects in unscented areas. Okay? So if I go to a place, if I had the scent, smells good. Remember, don't have a scent that is overwhelming or a scent that makes a person nauseous. You're not going to help everyone, but the majority of my customers, the scent is a neutral scent. Okay, merchandise presentations. Whew. Okay, common ways of grouping merchandise presentation, and here you have it by designers. Here's how they let's look at different merchandise coats. Okay, by color. Okay, white shirts. By fabrications. I just picked the one design. I thought I had other ones on there. At Bloomingdale's, this is one. So I could have it by certain designers and have complementary designers along there. And even my store brand mixed within there. So they think it's a designer one. And they pick up and they're like, oh, I really like this. And they find out, oh, it's George's Boutique. Or George's George's. There is a designer by George's Designers. You know what I mean? And this basically means some of my products that's mixed in there. All right. I want to do kind of like cross merchandising, cross vendoring. Let's put it that way. Okay, so if I'm looking at different styles, two-piece swimsuits, you keep them all together. Here's all the bikinis. Here's the full suit. It's easier. It's by categories or styles, if you want to call it. By different prices, fine jewelry, you go up. Because if I'm looking this bend, I think it's, $55 and it's really $100. I only want to spend $55. So unless you want to push me up, so I got $55. What's the next level? Here's $65. Nice price. Oh, you already spent $55. What's another 10 or 15 bucks? Oh, you already spent $65. What's another, and I get you up to the higher quality. Okay. And then again by vendor. There's another vendor name. By room size, settings, and by lifestyles, junior departments. Okay, so it's merchandising. Close that up. Now, learning customers' movements. Harper has it, and I think College of Lake County may have it in their marketing. I teach a course, and there's a course you should at least take in this if you're going to be a retail, merchandise, or anything with marketing, consumer behavior. You have to understand the consumer behavior. It's an ad. You're going to take psychology. It tells you how to brain, the reward, and everything else. What you're using here in marketing, reinforcement, equity, and everything else for your product. But you have to understand the consumer, different consumers, different lifestyles. What are the triggers? How do I set up to make them feel comfortable, make them want to come in, make them look at your thing because there's something they could relate to. They say, hey, and it catches their eyes, and something that could complement their own fashion, their own brand that they're trying to promote. Remember, we're all walking brands, whether you like it or not. So if you're taking this class, you're walking retail merchandising. Look what I wear and how I mix it, and in the combination, it tells me a lot about my character or the facade of the character I want people to think I am. When I'm in a suit and a tie, it looks like I'm in. He's very educated. If you didn't know I had a PhD or any kind of education, hey man, it looks pretty good. It looks like I know what he's talking about. Versus if I had a shirt that's ripped up and raggedy jeans, nothing wrong with that. It could still be the same George, but you look at me differently because I'm packaged differently. I'm just an old guy coming around here and moving along. Lucky, he wants a free handout. And I probably do, but that's fine. Are you okay? I'm a salesperson. Whatever is free, give me a discount, I'm looking at it. But your store is a non-verbal communication. Those you take me for advertising. Advertising is the mouthpiece, the messages. But the other messages, your visual. Most of you are in retail merchandising. How do I make that store appealing? That's why I like that when I looked at the store, and I keep on throwing that in at Harper, where they have the Studio 5 or V. I apologize on that. But if I look at the store, it's very appealing. They have a wedding dress. They have, and I look at it, it's almost like a boutique that has a little bit. But it doesn't tell me that this store is by the students. And that's something I think, there's a word of mouth. A lot of people just think it's a high-end store that's coming in here just trying to sell. Not that it's created and by the students. I think you'd have a bigger following coming in there that is done by, a logo by Harper or the college you're at. There's another college like County has a whole thing for art, a whole studio for art. But they tell it out there. This is designed. The pottery, everything else is designed within our art classes, our pottery classes. So when I'm going in there, I know I'm getting one of a kind, and hopefully I'm getting it at a good price, not overpriced, because you're learning. It took you 20 hours, and you say $200. Shit, yeah. Where someone could do it by hand within 2 minutes because you're good. Let's look at. You want to see will these solid? What you're trying to see, will people buy my creation? If I'm going into the pottery, if I'm buying the clothes. But if I have it priced too high, I'm not going to buy it because it takes me longer. Do they like it? And then I see my creation walking in the hallways. And this one says, hey, where did you get that? I got that at Studio 5. I got that at Studio V. Use both of them. What the heck? Open 5 to 10. I don't know. All right? So you have to learn that, okay? So we have that. Now, when I'm looking at learning the middle, videotaping customers, every store, I don't care where you have, because this is the times we're looking at, has security cameras. Look at those security cameras. It doesn't do anything. Where to look at. You have to have someone, there's consultants that look at how they're moving. There are people who are looking at behavior, movement, and of individuals. The government looks at it, not looks at that, but they're using that in traffic flow, cars, how the people are moving right, where there's more accidents, what kind of turnpike we should have, what's the most. If you look at our highway centers, you got China, this experienced highway. How do we do it? All the signs are the same. Everything's the same. We're consistency, no matter from the urban to the rural area. And they're designing the highways, the same flow. How do I get them so you have traffic jams, so you're moving, no pollution, everything else. So now you have those security cameras. You're looking for theft. Also use it, have someone look at it and view them and see, learn customers' movement. Where did he pause? Where did he stop? Security camera, a lot of times, if you're in one area, unless it's like fashion or something else, and I'm looking in an area, looking around, I'm ready to steal. So I look at my movement to see, why am I looking back and forth? If I'm engrossed in the product, I'm looking at that, what the heck, I'm going all over, but I'm being watched. So why did I stop there? Was it a sign? I look at the sign, then I look at the mannequin. Wow, I like this. Oh, gee. And then I'm going to look to see if they got my size. So that's a good correlation. The mannequin caught my eye. Now they know where to find it, and that was a good pause. Or where there's a congestion. Evaluate the layout. There's a congestion. Do I have some signs? Or maybe I should spread it out. Maybe you got the sign that's really attracting people, but it's upsetting everybody else because they're not, all the other goods or merchandise I have are being bypassed because the crowds are there. Okay? And evaluate the layout. Now you have virtual store softwares, and this one's the last one, is a software that basically you'll come in there, learn the best way to merchandise, test how customers react to a product, and they're videotaping and they're looking at movements and everything else, and they could categorize it and tell you. So okay, now here's the other thing. When I videotape them and I say, here's where the bottleneck is, or here's where I think I should place my thing, because I think I understand consumer behavior for this target, I put it in there. If it doesn't get an effect, I just keep on walking back. Then I'm going, wait a minute, something's wrong. Do I place it on the other side? And maybe just moving from the right to the left, all of a sudden people stop, because most people look more to the right. We're not looking, because we just make right turn. To the left, they say if you have something unique, put it to the left, because you take more caution, because you got ongoing traffic. You have to understand, or put it right in front. You put it on top, flashing light. What do you do? And what's going on? So now you have a way of measuring it to see if it's working. But don't change it every 10 minutes. You're going to confuse them. Do it for a week, let it work out. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is the website. And I'm finished with this real quickly. Simplicity matters. Make your website simple. They can get in, getting around, easy, navigate. Website, I could tell every click and movement. You're already in there. There's cookies or software, just like you do in the video. So they know if most customers, they come in, they go on this side or they go on that side. And how do I get them to go on this side? Or they don't even click on all the other buttons. When I tell people to research, click on everything. There's always something behind there. What's behind door number 7? What's behind that? You have to, that's how you learn to research. Just click, click, click. Oh, I didn't realize that was there. A blend with the website and the store, prioritize. Type of layout. Okay, when shopping on the web, customers are interested in speed, convenience, and ease of navigation, not necessarily fancy graphics. Checkout, I got to make the process clear and appear simple and close the checkout process. Right, make process navigable and without loss of information. So I can navigate between one and the other. Reinforce trust in the checkout process. Look, sometimes I use PayPal. The problem is some people want to use PayPal. I don't want to do PayPal. Sometimes I may have a problem with PayPal. I want to do my card, and the only thing with PayPal, I get stuck. PayPal does a Visa, MasterCard. You're using them fine. But if I had to sign up for PayPal for that, I'm out of that site. And that's one thing PayPal does for the small business to get their name information to build up their base. I understand that, but that does give me an option if I don't like that one service, or if I had some bad issues with that one service. You want Visa, MasterCard, fine, go through PayPal, but don't set me up in one way. Make it easy. Make it so I know that you're a secured site and you're taking these, and then and give me the ability and always not to keep my credit information if I don't want it. I want some security on there. All right, and the website, again, you make sure how you set them up. If you're a high-end store layout and you're given a website, your website has to reflect that high-end quality, not like a dollar store or a discounter. You're looking more, or a wholesaler or a warehouse. You're looking more for the high quality the website should look like. Look at Neiman Marcus or J.C. Penney's. You can see the website's even a little higher end too. Okay? So anyway, this is it. This is our last chapter. Let me just make this slow. I really appreciate this you spending the time with me. Those of you who have been with me for the whole semester, I do teach other courses, management, double majors. So I got management, marketing, either one of those disciplines. Call the college, say what class is Dr. George Mochocki teaching, and try to sign me up. I'm trying to pay off my student loans, so more classes you ask. Remember, doing the push and pull and marketing. Ask for my name. Hopefully they'll give me more classes. I'm a contractor for both schools, good schools. Community colleges are excellent schools. Look how much you've learned. You've got the basics. You have everything out here. Then you're going to go to your 4-year university if you could afford it, and go into fashion and everything else. It's going to be icing on the cake, for lack of better words. But you have a good, solid information. If you're a store owner, send your employees to community colleges. They have specific, just for your store, they could design a program for you. In the business section, both schools do it. All community colleges have something tied in with the SBA to help you design your store. I know Harper has a business simulation class where you could have students actually look at it and help you get a marketing plan and help you design the layout of the store. I think they did something, they were involved something with that Studio V or Studio 5. It's another way for a small business that can't afford having consultants, have other students look at it, work at it. They grow, and everyone grows, and the community grows. So I want to thank you for spending the time. And remember, know your pricing, know your inventory. You have to know the cost of goods. You are creative. How do I get my stuff into the system? How do I use my creativity and design the store that is welcoming and offsets and gives that nonverbal communication? Come spend time with me. We're fair, we're honest, or we're high quality, we're high cost, but you get good quality, good services. So this last chapter, store layout and merchandise presentation, is as important as every chapter you've done. All 16 chapters are critical to retail merchandising if that's in your area, but it gives you all different types of career opportunities, from a manager to the window dresser to the designer to the buyer to the seller. to the accountant who wants to be in the fashion industry, to the finance person, to the manager, to the advertiser, to the marketer, to the person who likes to write jingles, to the person who likes to be creative and still do something within their field. So retail merchandising is in there. And remember, retail merchandising we talked a lot about in the fashion and the clothing industry. Same concepts work for Ace Hardware Store, for the nuts and bolts, for a cafe, for a restaurant, for a bakery. It's all retail merchandising if I'm selling goods and services. And most of this you could also use if you're doing a service for the tanning or a massage. You know, I know Harper has massage therapy or some other thing that you're providing a service. Same thing if I'm a boutique, I'm providing a service, but I've got my goods there, but how's the atmosphere? Is it real dirty? Is it more high-end, classier? I have my privacy. I'm not 20 other people in the same row. I've got my booths where I could talk to an individual. I've got the music. I feel comfortable. All this is part of the design, the layout. Everything you've learned in this series is a good, solid base. Keep the book. The author did a great job. And now you're looking at resources. And the whole thing I want you to do, look at the website, look at other stores, and take a little here, take a little here, take a little here, and you'll create your own unique brand and layout for your department, your store. Again, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and this is, thank you for taking me for this course online or in a face-to-face class. And till our paths cross again, bye.